Hello and fuck Cape Shit. Welcome to another Shittywebcomics Weekly episode brought to you by our Subscribe Star backers. Support us and get access to wonderful videos, extra super secret mega bonus videos, by just giving us $1 or $5. We wanted to wrap up. January is fucking. It's more like Tankuary. It's the tank month of tank. We covered we
The
spent
month of
the first
tank.
three
It's
weeks.
fuck you. It's tank.
Yes, fuck you, tank. It's January. Um, we spent the first few weeks of the month covering his comic, and I realized if we just did one more, it would the entire month would be covered. So, um, I guess according to Tank, though, this is stalking. It's stalking to talk about him at all. He has actually said that. He's actually said that we stalk him because I didn't follow him on Twitter. Barely ever fucking like genuinely tagged him once a year tops. Not even twice a year. I tagged him once a year and then he fucking blocked me because I would make fun of him. Um, but like, and I genuinely mean make fun of him. Like I would go to one of his newest drawings and be like, "Oh, is this an old one?" And he would be like, "Oh, no, it's brand new, but I guess it doesn't look that good." And it's like, "Yeah, I was going to say it looks way worse than your other recent ones." And then he blocked me. That's genuinely what fucking happened. Um, that alone is worth this episode. But we figured we would cover his old original comic, Risk Hunter K, which has since rebranded to Risk Hunters, rebooted it, restarted it, even redrawn it, which fucking he does put a lot of work into that, which is decent. I don't know if he's getting money from that yet
Definitely can't
or
call him
ever.
lazy. Yeah, it makes me wonder if he's got like somebody funding him.
Like as an assistant. Well, he's had Patreon backers for a while because he is an artist. I mean, if you're an artist, you should be able to at least get like $100 a month, and if and I think he gets more than that, and he should because his art is at least fucking present. It's presentable. His art's not bad. We've never said his art is bad. Except that one time that I said it looked his recent thing looked worse. I was really just saying that to troll him. You got me. You got me. But we supported his art. We fucking got drawings from him and shit. And the thing is that I was like, I'm kind of out of money right now. I shouldn't be spending all this money on drawings, so I gotta stop. And then he fucking that was the first time he actually blocked me on Skype. He he unfriended me on Skype because I told him I had spent too much money commissioning him and I needed to stop. And and he took that personally, and then that's when he started. Like it was only years after that did he start claiming that I was stalking him because of stuff like that. It was very weird, and it was kind of obvious to people who knew him that he was actually in love with us. Clearly was projection.
He was
Where he,
hoping that we were stalking him.
yeah, he wanted us to be stalking him. He was actually our first super fan on our blog. I remember fucking getting on and checking the notifications on Dumbler, and it was like 100 in a row of Tank liking every hitting the heart button. His heart was going doki doki over our blog. It was just this giant unending string of Tank liked this, just fucking for pages. And I still wish I had screen capped that, but oh well. That was like back in 2012, so that's fucking. Um, Anyways, here's this Risk Hunter K, originally posted December 31st, 2014, so it's like going back that far. Um, and I could only find that on the Wayback Machine because, granted, it used to be on Smack Jeeves, rhkcomic.smackjeeves.com. It's not loading right now, possibly because Smack Jeeves itself could be gone. I wouldn't be surprised because who fucking. It's all about Webtoon these days and that kind of shit. Um, but here's the introduction, the first post, and it's like a boat pulling up to the harbor, and and it's not bad, but on the redraw it's a lot more elaborate and it does look better, but it still looks fine here. And then Demia, fucking vaguely Japanese titty monster Demia with the five brown noses, runs up and it's like, wow, we did it. And it's all very cute. Um, this is like fucking Liam Gray has been having like Copesburg fits about people very obviously jokingly accusing him of his Wonder Island comic being a ripoff of something of this or that. And they're just saying that to fucking um, to get him to panic, and it works every time. And he's like, "It's not a ripoff; it's completely original. You have to be, just all this shit." But here's what I'm saying right now, for real, is that Wonder Island is a ripoff of Risk Hunter K, which it's not. Even Tenk has abandoned Risk Hunter K. That's sad. That's how much fucking. That's how unoriginal Liam Gray is. What does he think about that? I bet he doesn't like that. So, but yeah, this is the first page. It's cute. Oh no, your IP address. This fucking. I think it's the fucking. It banned the Wayback Machine. Yeah, this isn't my IP. Um, let's see. I'm trying to look for the next page though. It's fucking. Yeah, okay. Let me look for other 44 captures. Let's see. I'm not sure how to even find the next. Those 44 captures are the first thing. You know what then? Here, let me just type in P2. Where is it? Oh, you know what? Maybe there isn't one. But that was page one. That was fucking. That's Risk Hunter K. So if I can't find any more pages of Risk Hunter K, I'll fucking just. You know what?
Not really missing out on
No,
much.
exactly. Because again, the reboot he did, I think, is a lot better. Um, Even though, again, as we pointed out, it's not perfect. Let's see. How do I fucking? Okay, how do I click this? But I was hoping to be able to fucking browse the site or something. Chapter 1, page 17. Okay, yeah. So it's fucking like. After a while, he uploaded. He uploaded a few. Okay, some of these pages don't even seem to work. So that's the thing about using about the Wayback Machine is that it depends. It's so much less likely to even have a backup of the of image files. Usually, it will just have like the raw pages and shit. Um, but anyways, yeah. So, like, if you've seen the Risk Hunters reboot, you've basically seen this. It's the exact same thing where Damia shows up on the island. She wants to be a Risk Hunter, so she does, and goes out with Kay, who is androgynous. And the thing is that it's kind of more obvious that Kay is a girl in this original one, and then in the reboot, it's made more. It's more overstated that at least Demia thinks that Kay is a guy. And so,
Not
yeah,
necessarily more ambiguous.
yeah, and it's not really any more important or interesting. It's just presented differently. And it goes to show, though, here's one thing we always would say is that when it comes to a webcomic, just throw it in. Fucking make your comic, throw it in. And if you ever think, oh, I could have done this differently, if you're just fucking if you're just throwing it together, drawing it, getting it out there, you can always start again, or at least start the first chapter again, do it again. That's the power of webcomics. And you could say like, okay, here's the revised edition. I'm revising the first thing to have more of this and introduce this element more and more. So and that's what Tank did. He followed our advice, if you will, is that he just after a while he was like, oh, I should do this. The problem is that it's still kind of a generic fucking like if it was published in Young Jump, it would probably be canceled after the first week or two
It
because
would never get published in Young Jump.
they are a lot more cutthroat. Of course, they fucking like
Yeah.
you got to have something like way more like sucking the audience in right off the bat, whereas this is kind of starting with like a slower build with like, oh, just
Yeah, this
introduce
is
the
like the
characters.
comic itself basically is like slice of life, but fantasy
Yeah,
universe,
it's like
Monster
slice of life
Hunter.
world building. Look at all the fucking world building I did. I did so much world building
What
that
if
I
the
built the
Monster
world out of
Hunter
world
games
building.
actually had a story
Hmm.
and fucking characters instead of just being nothing but follow the waypoint and hit the monster and
Yes,
dodge
like the
roll?
actual Monster Hunter games entirely consist of. Anyways, so yeah, that's an attempt to look at Risk Hunter K. I wasn't planning to look too much at it, but at least we got one page in. But yeah, it's funny. It's like 17 pages in, it starts. It basically gets to the same point where it's like a big scarred lion, and they fight it, and fucking and tanks. Yeah, the tank's reboot of this does sort of escalate the action bigger and more biggerer, and it looks like it was bigger than it was going to be originally. So he did learn something, and I think that's good. Not learn something from us specifically, but he learned from making the first version and then going back and revising it and being like, let me try and do this better. And I think that's a good thing for if you're curious about making comics, is make a web comic and just make it. Just immediately start making it. Don't even think about how it should be written. Don't think about the fucking fundamentals even. Just start making it, and as you're going on, mentally process the fundamentals you can learn and you could do better. The thing is that ultimately you may see the beginning first try as a waste of time, but actually won't be, because you'll still be learning things. You'll be learning them in practice, which is one of the best ways to fucking learn anything. And one thing I would actually recommend is don't take your fucking flagship and make it. Try and make a fucking goofy one off instead. Instead of making your Risk Hunter, Monster Hunter universe webcomic, make something that could be related but that's completely throwaway. And try to make it as structured as you can. Try to learn the fundamentals, and then you can start fresh with all that knowledge and experience under your belt of being like, okay, I've done this. Let me try and do it better when I do it for real. So that's why I would recommend to people, if you're thinking about it, is to try making just a throwaway webcomic for a year or two even. Anyway, so yeah, unlike share, and check us out, next week for another episode of the weekly, and should have listened to Shitty Webcomics.